Hey guys, totally forgot to make the intro, but welcome back. I'm not a liar. See, I told you I would say welcome back. And I did it. Whether you've been thinking about a project for months or you just think it sounds kind of fun, I'm gonna teach you how to make a YouTube video today. Making a YouTube video isn't about changing the world with every video. I mean, you look at some of the most popular videos in the world are just people being themselves. So just put a camera in front of you and have fun. Just talk to it like it's a person. And eventually, you'll be able to make something out of that. It might take you a few takes, you might have to record for 30 minutes or an hour, but I guarantee you can make a video if you speak to a camera for a little while. My last YouTube video was mainly just me meandering around the question, what is a video game? And that's not something that you can say a whole lot about, or you can say everything about it. It all just depends on how you would interpret that. And it's so important to put your interpretation into the world. It's fun. It's a way for you to have a voice at home. I'm sure there are other people like me out there that have wanted or fantasized about making a YouTube video, but never really put in the effort to learn properly how to do it because it seems very daunting. You search free editing software in Google and you get so many results. You're worried you're downloading malware for every free software you try to get. In this guide, I'm gonna try to de-scarify that, try to make it a little less daunting because I learned how to do this in 3 days. I went from just playing video games on my couch to making something that I feel proud of, at least right now. Maybe I'll look back on it and think differently. It just felt so crazy to me that I could wake up, never having touched any of this software ever, speak into my phone, edit the video, edit the audio, color grade the thing, and have it done in 3 days. 3 days. To do something that I've wanted to do since I was like 8 in front of an iMac. Like I used to stream Minecraft or just make like really long Minecraft playthroughs, and like that progressed into just making completely unedited playthroughs until I was like 15, and like doing a lot of live streams because I thought that editing was going to be this horrible, terrible thing. But I found out I love editing. I think it's super fun, and you might too. It seems super scary, right? But it's not. It's not at all. I'm gonna teach you today how to make that not so scary. In order to accomplish that, I'm gonna go through a few things. For one, you need a camera. Sorry guys, the hives, they're back in force. We've been able to make 4K content on cell phones since 2015. On the iPhone 6. That was 10 years ago. 10 years since we've been able to do this. And somehow I was so scared to start making a YouTube video because I didn't think it would look good. This is all on a base model Samsung S24. Not an Ultra, not a Plus. It's actually a pretty crapped on camera. You can make it look good if you mess with it right. Oops, sorry, honey. My bathroom fan is actually so loud, so the mic it does not sound great, I'm sorry. There isn't a ton going on here. We have a phone, we have a light, we have the receiver for my microphone. It just plugs in through USB-C. And then we have this flexible tripod, okay? I can move the legs, and that lets you wrap it around whatever you want, or if I want to do this, I have not tested this angle. Oh, I'm gonna be down here. For 2, I would really recommend some sort of lighting. It doesn't have to be anything special, but something. You don't need the best lighting source you can find. I mean, you can use the sun even, but with the sun, you're gonna have to be worrying about the temperature of the light all the time because it's always gonna be changing and you're never gonna get the exact same shot. And maybe if you wanna be in the corner of your room like I am and not dox yourself by standing in front of windows every time you wanna record, then you're gonna be looking elsewhere for a better light source. One of those options are gonna be one of the many cube lights you can find on Amazon or eBay or AliExpress or wherever you find it. There are so many of them. What you're looking for is temperature adjustment, decent battery life, and a cold shoe. Those things are pretty much necessary because if you can't change the temperature, you can't adjust for conditions. If you can't adjust for conditions, you can't make like this footage that's in a dark room after the sun's gone down look decent at all. It's gonna end up grainy, blurry, and you're gonna not have colors where you want them to, or you're not gonna show up on camera very well. Lighting makes you look good on camera. It's gonna make you feel more confident. It makes you feel like a professional. It makes you feel like you're actually doing something that you can be proud of because you've put in this bare minimum amount of effort now. You might as well see it through the end, right? Now, I'm just using a cube light. It's about that big, you just saw it in the bathroom, it creates a lot of change within my image. The final step to actually creating your footage is going to be selecting a microphone. You can choose not to have a microphone if you'd like to, but that is going to sound worse, especially if you want to do things like walk over here or walk over here and still have your audience be able to hear you. And that also does apply to canister microphones like the one I used in my last video. Some of those are USB-C like the one I have, so you can plug it into your phone. But if you already have it on a monitor arm, chances are that's only going to serve as a deterrent from you actually making fun, dynamic content where you're moving around more and trying to engage your viewers. Here we are in the bathroom to explain what I mean when I say that you might not be that stoked about your audio quality using just your phone's microphone. And here we are in this corner doing the exact same thing. With a lav mic, I can take you anywhere, and it's not a problem at all. I don't have to carry around any equipment or anything like that. This is wireless to the wireless thing connected to my phone, and I don't have to do anything at all. And they can come in all shapes and sizes, but you just have to pick one that you can afford, because that'll get you started. Once you have made something, you can decide if it's something you want to keep doing. Until you've made something, don't spend a bunch of money, that's stupid. So now that you've got your equipment, you gotta make a video. If you've already got a title, go ahead and skip over to the next timestamp, but maybe you just think you're a likable person and want to get up on camera. I would really recommend you just think of a simple question. Just something that you have good general knowledge about and can kind of ramble. If you record yourself for 30 minutes or an hour, you can maybe pare that down to a 10 or 20 minute video where something about what you said, you can cut it together and have a learning tool. Something where you can go, oh, well, I like it when I do that, or I like it when I do that, or maybe I don't like it when I do that. So I'm gonna refrain from doing that in the future. Just pick something and talk about it. So go ahead, click off the video and go record content. I'll wait. There's gonna be an awkward silence if you don't go do an hour of work right now. So, go do it. Go do it. Okay. From this point forward, I'm going to assume that you have around 30 minutes to an hour of footage to work with. How do I get that off my phone and onto my computer? And then how do I even edit it? How do I even edit it? I'm gonna be teaching you the most barbaric usage of Davinci Resolve I can teach you at all, because it's all I have. I have a completely barbaric knowledge of Davinci Resolve. But I think just seeing somebody who's completely fresh out of skill sometimes can be really fun because, well, part of it's a psyop because maybe some of you know a ton more than me and can be like, hey, you're wasting your time doing that. You could be saving a ton of time if you just did this or this. So please correct my behavior in the comments. I'm just gonna show you how not scary this is. Go ahead and go in the description and find the Davinci Resolve 19 link. It'll be the first link under the instructional link bracket. We're gonna click Davinci Resolve, then we're gonna click whatever operating system we have. For me, it's Windows. And then we're gonna fill out all these details. I haven't received any spam emails, it's been fine. And all you do is click register and download right down here as soon as you're done. What that'll give you is What that'll give you is this file here, Davinci Resolve. Go ahead and click on it, go through that install wizard, and come back to me. Now you should have Davinci Resolve. It looks like this here. Let's open it up. Might take a second. Now that we have Davinci open, let's go ahead and hit New Project. My project is going to be called How I Made a YouTube Video in 3 days. Still working out if I want to keep those caps or not, and if I even want to use this title, but it's important to just create a title and get to this screen. More specifically, let's head into the Media tab. It's going to be completely empty. We don't want that. So let's go over here. This is where you're going to put your bins. You can really organize yourself this way. I like to just use a few easy ones. My face, captures, music, and I haven't ever used a sound effect before, but we might as well make one for SFX anyway. So now we've got all these. Let's go into My Face. This is where we want to put our media. So that's still on our phone. How do we get that off? I personally like to use the Phone Link app. on the desktop. You'll also have to download a companion app on your phone. It's just easy for me, and I'll show you a few features that make it worthwhile to use. Unfortunately, when you click on photos here, you're not gonna get any videos. So let's go ahead and open up the screen, go into our gallery, and here in our recents, we can see our videos. So let's go down to the beginning of recording. That'll be here. And I like to do about 6 at a time. So we'll hit share. We'll scroll down, we'll hit my computer, and it'll begin sending those files over. Before we exit out of PhoneLink, I do want to show you one more thing you can do. We're gonna go ahead and go into the camera, select video, and hello, you've got a viewfinder. So now you know where you sit in frame, you can adjust your camera, you can make sure your lighting looks all right, and it's just a very quick way to make sure that you're looking the way you want to look. So I've got my file. It'll go anywhere you tell it to. Mine goes into a folder called PhoneLink. We're gonna highlight all these files. We're gonna go into Davinci, bring those files back, and then we're just gonna drag them in. Yeah. So that'll automatically set our timeline frame rate to the speed that our footage is. And you can see we've got our 6 clips that we ingested. While you're in here, you can look over here at the metadata if you have any interest in that sort of thing, just to make sure that everything came out as it should. I recorded in 4K 30, and my clip was 1 minute and 16 seconds long, and it was in a P resolution, so I know everything looks good there. So let's go ahead and go to edit now, and let's just drag a clip in. The first clip it lists is going to be the oldest clip. If I uploaded something from a few days ago, it would actually take first place. It would not put it down here. So first thing I like to do is just cut the dead space. This right here is dead space. So I'm just hitting space, and then I'm going to do Control B, and then I'm going to click this, and I'm going to hit delete. So now, whether you've been thinking about a project, it starts as soon as I begin. You just think it sounds kind of fun. And then let's take out a little bit of that dead space, play with it after, and I'm hitting delete here. YouTube video today. And we'll see what kind of space we want there. And you can see up here that since I cut some of that, this orange bar terminates before the edge of the window. So let's just drag our next clip in. And we will cut the dead space, probably go a few back. You can navigate the timeline by using your arrow keys to make tiny little micro adjustments. I like to maybe see like when my mouth starts to move, right there probably. And here's what happens if you do a cut instead of a delete. You can see it creates a blank space in your timeline. To undo anything, we're gonna hit Control Z. And I do want to ripple delete that, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And we'll just make sure to back it up so you can make sure that your clips go together okay. In order to accomplish that, I'm gonna go through a few things. I haven't really structured my intro, so I think I am gonna take some time now to figure out how I even wanna do that. The way I'm going to determine what I want to use for my intro kind of stinks. You have to watch all your stuff back to back. Maybe take some notes on paper and just say what your points are and figure out how you can best lay out all those points, because I don't even remember everything I said on camera. So if I just start laying out clips with no thought, I'm gonna end up with a pretty incoherent video. In order to demonstrate what I mean about dead space, let's watch this with most of the dead space cut out. In order to accomplish that, I'm gonna go through a few things. For one, you need a camera. For two, I would really recommend a microphone. 3, I would really recommend some sort of lighting. Let's go ahead and compare that to the original cut. I would really recommend a microphone. 3, I would really recommend some sort of lighting. So now that this footage is nice and succinct, it's a lot easier to work with. So what I'm gonna do is group those clips together with the link function that's just right here. That'll allow them to move together all the time. I recorded multiple clips later on that are meant to be used for the intro, so I'm gonna go ahead and import those now, so you're gonna see some new clips over here. Some of you may have realized when watching the last clip back that I only appeared in your left ear. That's a problem, as I've realized you need a camera. For 2, all of that audio is this way. So how do we fix it? It's actually pretty simple. We're just gonna click and drag all the way, grab everything. We're gonna right click it. We're gonna hit clip attributes. In here, we're gonna make sure the format is set to stereo. Right now it says embedded channel 1, we have audio. Embedded channel 2, in our right ear, we've got nothing. So what we wanna do is just take our right ear, change it to embedded channel 1, same as 1, and you can see they're not always blown up like this. You do have to select that, display individual audio channels here. And you can see now that we actually have, you just think it sounds kind of fun. I'm gonna teach some fake stereo audio, but fake stereo audio is going to be much more enjoyable to listen to than just me coming from the left side, especially if people have, let's say, headphones on. You would just hear nothing out of me. So I'm glad I could fix it now, glad I could fix it in the edit, because I really did not want to re-record everything. It's important to note that at this stage, all you're looking to do is clean things up a little bit. Just get everything cut together so it sort of makes sense. If you accidentally stumbled on your words, see if you can cut a few things out or add a few things later to make things kind of more coherent. For now, you're not looking to add effects or anything crazy of that nature. We're just looking to get our footage cut together. So now that you've got your clips cut up, why don't we make them actually look good? We're gonna do that by color correcting. If you haven't heard of color correcting, it's not so bad, and I promise it's gonna make your footage look so much better. I've got some examples here and here. You can see that these 2 images are they're not the same. Despite being the same, they are not the same at all. This is what you're gonna see when you go into the color tab right down here in Davinci Resolve. The first thing I always do is move this into sliders. Maybe you guys know how to use the wheel. I don't yet. These make a lot more sense to me. We're not gonna be making very big adjustments in here. So if you guys have a DPI adjustment like that, you can see I usually like 1800, but for this, I'm gonna do 800, and I probably should make one that's even lower, like around 400. Because I'm not looking to make big changes. Like, I don't even really hate the way this image looks. Let me go try to find one that I really don't like. Let's take a look at this one. You can see my hives started getting pretty out of hand. All you're gonna do is come down here and start playing with things in very small increments. I like to start with contrast and just pull it around a little bit and see what it does. I don't think I wanna do a whole lot here, maybe just a little less. Somewhere like that. And we're just pulling left and right like this. Mid details, what's that gonna give me? That's gonna make my hives worse. That's gonna give me TikTok effect. So I probably just want to leave that. And to make these values their defaults, just, sorry, double click the name. Double click the name. Let's see. Saturation, maybe that. Ooh, see, I don't mind that. That kind of just brought those reds right down a little bit. And then we can take these, so the gamma, I believe, should be our mid-tones. You can take these and maybe just pull a little red out of that, not a ton. See what happens if we pull them, the lows. I start to look a little sick, honestly, kind of sickly. So we're not gonna do that. Maybe our lift. No, that isn't changing. Good things. What about greens? Oh yeah, we can kind of pull a little bit of the green out to make that purple come in a little more. Just brightens and darkens our image there. So this is mainly just gonna be play. So let me play a little bit and I'll show you what I come up with.
So this is what I came up with. This is original. This is what you end up with. I'm joking.
This is what I ended up coming up with. I do want it to be clear that I wanted some of the purple to stay. Otherwise I would have used a more neutral colored light. So here's our before. And here's our after. I quite like this look a lot, much more. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come over here to power grades, because I imagine I might wanna use this grade on some of my other clips. So we're gonna right click right here, it doesn't matter where, we're gonna say grab still, and you'll see it'll pop up here in power grade, and then I can give it a name, change label. I'm gonna call this purple room red skin, because that's what it is. So then I can go ahead and go to, let's say, this clip. I just apply grade, and there we are. And I'll just go ahead and look at how many clips I have that are gonna need this. It looks like it's gonna be quite a few of them. So at least here through there, and we'll just apply grade. And there we are. Now, if we go back to our edit tab and we view that same footage, you don't need the best lighting. We can see what a difference color grading can make as far as making you and your camera look a lot better. Let's do that one more time. I am gonna make the potty grade this time. So I want to get rid of some of this disgusting pea yellow. I don't want that. So immediately, just less saturation. I just want less of that. Highlights. No, highlights are good at 0. I might speed up this footage, so if I sound super mousy right now... Oh yeah, let's raise the shadows a touch. Color boost. Oh, we do black and white shower stuff, is that tasteful? About your audio quality using Streamlabs microphone. And here we are in this. I kind of love the idea of just doing black and white in the bathroom. That way it's not so gross. I don't know, maybe not, maybe not. Maybe just kill some... Oh yeah, kill some of the color. It's a little grayer. Perfect. We'll just... After to explain what I mean when I say that. Might not be that stoked about your audio quality. I can use your phone's microphone. Yeah, I think I'm a fan of that, guys. I think we've killed the piss yellow. I'm gonna call that. I'm gonna do grab still. Call that potty grade. And let's just apply that to every single piece of bathroom footage we have, because that shit looks horrible. There we go. My bathroom fan is actually, yeah, that looks a lot clearer and better, and not like I pee on the walls. I don't pee on the walls. Stop saying I pee on the walls. If you don't need to record your screen for any reason, go ahead and move over to the next timestamp, and I'll see you there, where I'm going to teach you how to add in other media like clips of video games, pictures, and maybe we'll do some effects while we're in there. Go ahead and click the second link in the instructional bracket. It's gonna be for this right here, Streamlabs desktop. I'm not gonna walk you through this download. I'm sure you can do it. Next, you're gonna wanna create these scenes. So I can't leave the scene, but I can show you how to make them. To get one of these, we're just gonna left click right over here, give you a new scene, and that's exactly all this is. Just a new place here for you to be able to make new things. So over here, you'll need sources. So we're gonna hit plus on sources. We're gonna need a display capture, and we're gonna need an audio capture. You can do that in any order. Display capture, add source. I wanna add a new source, I'll say. We'll select add source, capture method, keep it on auto and display. I have 2 of them, so here I can show you my other desktop. You would just hit done, and now we have duplicate ones, so I'm just gonna delete that by pressing on the trash can, hitting OK. And for the audio, very similar. We're gonna hit audio input, add source, new source, add source, device, select your device. Mine's gonna be this one. And down here, we can test our audio. You can hear that it's working. And that's all you would do. You would hit this X, and now I have 2 microphones. Gonna get rid of this one. Now I'm ready to record. Well, I am recording, but you're ready to record. Check 2 thing before you leave here. We're gonna go to output. We're gonna come down to the recording path and just make sure you've set that up and you know where it'll be found and that you have space on that drive. You can also mess with the recording file size, the quality. I like using the best quality possible because YouTube is gonna muddy it up anyway. I might as well not muddy it up at the beginning. Before you hit record, go ahead and go to settings, go to video, and here you're going to find your base and output resolution. You're gonna want to set these to whatever monitor you're recording at. Mine happens to be at 2560 by 1440. Yours might be 1920 by 1080 or 4K or 720. So just go ahead and set it to whatever you need it at. Now you can make your recording. So I'm just gonna bring this over here and we'll bring up Davinci here. Let's go grab some of my recordings. So over here, I've got captures, and I did make a subfolder in here called editing. I want to make probably a new one called Streamlabs, and I will put all the footage that I just made in here. All right, now I've got the 2 recordings I just made, and I just drag them into Davinci there. Here they are, and I can add them to my timeline. And I know that I want, oh, it's not locking anymore. It's weird. Okay. Oh God. Why isn't it locking anymore? At some point, I turned this magnet right here off. See, now things actually, they get nice and snappy, and I know I'm not overriding that clip. Whether you're just speaking your mind about something or actually talking about some sort of media, you're gonna wanna put something alongside yourself to keep your video entertaining. As entertaining as it can be to just sit and watch somebody talk for a while, if they don't have any sort of visual aids for you, they've gotta be a hell of a speaker. And chances are, if it's your very first YouTube video, you might not be a hell of a speaker. So let's get our media, whether you've got screenshots, pictures from a vacation, captures from your PS5 or from a capture card, doesn't really matter what it is, it's all gonna play the same. So get whatever you need, however you need to get it, and meet me back in Davinci where we're gonna start putting all that together. All right, I've got my media over here. Specifically for this clip, I've colored the clip yellow. These are the 2 yellow images that I wanna use. It is important to use PNGs, otherwise they're not gonna show up like this without any borders. So we've got this overlaid on top in the video 2 area here, and then we just want to make it whatever size we want. Using this up here, we'll just be dragging left and right, just like everything else in Davinci. Now these are going to be locked, so you don't change the shape of the image. You can unlock it by doing that and start to stretch things out if you want to do that, but I am going to go ahead and leave it locked. So I think I want Davinci to be pretty big, because it's not a very long clip. Maybe just throw Davinci there. We'll put Gimp right on top. Oop. And I did notice here that this needs to be shortened, that needs to be shortened. Let's figure out where we want Gimp, how big we want it. Probably right over about that, maybe. Let's see. Never having touched any of this software ever. And let's say you wanted to animate that, have them slide in. So all we're gonna do for that is combine them like this. We're gonna hit create new fusion clip. We're gonna come down to fusion. And this looks a little bit scary. You can right click, hit view on. I'm gonna say left view, so I know media 2 is gonna be Davinci and this one should be my Gimp. Yep. So what you're gonna wanna do is pull these merges out a little bit. Control space. I'm gonna search for transform. We're gonna use this transform XF. And we'll just want to take this here, connect it to the triangle, take this square, connect it to the triangle. And now you can see it's connected. And we'll just do that one more time. Transform, it's already there, we're gonna add. And then drop her down, connect it, and that removes our old ties. So now, all we have to do is create a couple of keyframes. So we'll go all the way to the beginning, make sure your first line is at 0. And we're going to take, I guess we're doing Davinci first, right? Let's see. Yep, so I'm gonna have this start off screen. We're gonna create a keyframe by pressing there. And then we'll just let the video play. Maybe I want 15 frames before it comes in. And then I'll just have it come into frame wherever I want it, somewhere like that. And we'll do that again.
Any of the soft.
Then right around here, I probably want to start letting it run away. So we'll add another keyframe. and right at the end, I want it to go away. So now,
Never
I hit play,
having touched.
and you can see that animation started, so now this should be fully animated.
Never having touched any of this software ever.
So that's all you have to do to make a basic animation. Let's say you want to make those animations a little bit fancier. We're just going to click on our transform, head up here to the spline, click on that. So over here, we said we want to see just this transform, and we'll hit this zoom to fit window because otherwise it stinks, and it still kind of stinks. From here, we can take our window, select these, right click it, go to ease, and you can select any one of these options. Let's try in quadratic. As you can see, it gives it a little swoop. So let's see what that swoop looks like.
Never having touched any of the software ever.
So it's kind of hard to tell. It just adds a little bit of deceleration. If you want to mess with that, you can take these points and adjust it maybe like that to give it a little bounce. So you click on the point, take one of these, and drag it. So now we can see what that looks like.
Never having touched.
Oh, it's this one, yeah.
The software ever.
You can see now it shakes. So at full speed,
Never having touched any of the software ever.
you can see that it does that. That's a little too much shake for me, so I'm just going to take that point and flatten it a bit. Take this one and flatten it a bit. And we can go back and see how that looks.
Never having touched any of the software
So just
ever.
a tiny little bounce. I like that a lot. It's something really quick and simple that can make your video just have that little extra pop. Now would be a great time to get into adjusting our audio levels. You can do it a few different ways, but here's going to be the easiest, quickest way to do it for all of your footage, provided your voice is all on one line like mine is. We're just going to head down here to the Fairlight tab. We're going to go over here to Dynamics, double click it, and you'll get this. We're going to turn on that compressor, and I'm just going to raise my makeup until that starts to become a problem. So for me, it's right there. These are not going to be the default values. I will say that I did go in here and adjust all these myself. So if you like what you see here, go ahead and copy it. If you don't like what you see here, don't copy it. Let's go through what these knobs do. Threshold is going to be where this moves. This is going to be when things start to get quieter at different volume levels. So I like mine right there at 27.3. Ratio is going to be what happens to the line after the fact. How hard does the volume drop off? I still like to have a little bit because sometimes you have some sound gags that can get killed by that. The knee is going to be the roundness of this curve. I like it just kind of round. I didn't touch attack. I didn't touch release. I don't have the skills to. I might learn them eventually. Currently, this is all it takes to make most of my audio sound around the same noise levels. So some of my less confident speaking is around the same volume level as my most confident speaking, which is significantly louder most of the time for me. All right, we're almost done. You're gonna need some royalty-free music. Royalty-free music is not that hard to find. I'm gonna be showing you one way, but you can find it in many different other places, or maybe you make your own music. I'm jealous. I'm extremely jealous of you. I get my music from the YouTube audio library, which is found by clicking your face up here, going to YouTube Studio, going down here on the left to audio library. As you can see here, there are 1,600 songs for you to choose from. The easiest way to figure out what you want is, let's say I listen to this, sure, and I decide that I want a happy song. And then if I say, oh, I would also like it to be reggae, then here you have all of the happy reggae songs. Down here you can change it to show 100 at a time. So they've got 38 happy reggae songs. I've gone ahead and picked a few that I really like, and I think I'm gonna use the same song for my intro last time. So Wehrmit here, Wehrmit, I'm sure it's German. And we'll hit download, there it shows up, and I'll just go into Davinci. I'm just gonna do it this way because it's easy for me. I say it's easy and then it's gonna take me 45 minutes. And I'm just gonna throw that into my music tab. So there we go, we've got it. We're gonna go to the beginning of the video and I can just drop it in below it there. Now, whether you've been thinking about a project for months, you can hear it drop in. I'm probably gonna lower the track volume significantly. Whether you've been thinking about a project for months and now you have music. If you head back over to Fairlight, you can actually see both audio clips at once and you can do whatever sort of work you wanna do to them. I'll leave that up to you. At this point, your video should be edited. All you need to do is get it exported into one file. So we can head on over to YouTube and finally upload the thing. We're gonna come down to the Deliver tab. Up here, you'll see all of your options. Custom is pretty easy to use. You could go over here and use one of the YouTube presets, but we're just gonna use custom today. I am gonna use the H.265 codec. If you have the option to use it, you should. It's gonna deliver a little bit higher quality image. And then over here, we just wanna make sure we're in 4K. Down here, quality, you could leave it on automatic. An easy guide is just setting it to double your frame rate. So I have a frame rate of 30, so we wanna actually raise this all the way up to 60, and I'm just gonna put it to 70 for good measure. That's just gonna be the bit rate it allows it to export at. Raising this number is going to raise your file size. Keep that in mind. I'm gonna keep it on main, keep keyframes at automatic. Preset, I'm gonna go quality. I really don't care how long this render takes. I just want it to look really good. I don't see anything in advanced that we need to mess with. Subtitle settings, I don't feel the need to mess with those. So make sure over here, we wanna render entire timeline. See, I had actually unchecked that. And we'll say, make sure you have an avenue for this to go. Mine is going in unfinished videos. You would give it a title. I'm not actually rendering mine right now because you're still watching the video, so I can't exactly put this part in the video if I render it right now, guys. So you would hit render queue, make sure that this is highlighted, and you would select render all. You're gonna need a thumbnail to upload the video. It has to be in 720p, so 1280 by 720 resolution. If it isn't in that, you could have issues. You're more than welcome to use one of the auto-generated thumbnails, but it's not gonna be as attention-grabbing if you take a few minutes and learn Gimp with me. Head on down to the third and final link in the instructional bracket. We'll be downloading this file right here. You can see it immediately starts to download. I'm gonna cancel it because I already have it. Go ahead and go through the setup window and open up Gimp. I am gonna start with a file that I took earlier. I'm gonna head on down here to Fun Link, drag it in. I am gonna convert, and we have what I wanna start with. So up here, I'm just gonna select this free select tool. I'm gonna use Control and my mouse wheel to zoom in, and I'm gonna start a point right here on my shirt, and I'm just gonna keep doing this until I cut myself out of this picture. I will be speeding this up significantly. So I'm gonna sound crazy, but I think I'm just gonna ramble the whole time, I guess, because that's fun, right? That's what you guys are here for. You guys have listened to me talk for at least like a half hour at this point, so you must enjoy it somewhat. So this part can get a little tedious. You can also drag and hold if you're better than I am. I'm not very good at that part. So, oh no, I go back. Control Z, no Control U, no. Oh no. Okay, to make that not happen, you're just gonna hit backspace. So let's say I do that again. Oh no, it's all crazy. Backspace, fixed. Did not know that one. Right, almost done. And then we just connect them like that. And now you should have a glowing box around yourself. At the top here, we're just gonna select, go to invert here, and press delete. We're just gonna click it and press delete. And now you can see that I am alone. So we can get rid of our free select tool by selecting any other tool. Now I have the move tool, so I can move myself wherever I want within frame. And you can see that my background is actually not transparent. I'm gonna head up here to tools. I'm gonna select paint tools, bucket fill, change the mode to color erase. And now all of this white will be gone. And you can see that I do have a little bit of a white halo around myself. You can choose to get rid of that, or you can leave it. I'm just gonna leave it. I think it'll be fine for the type of thumbnail I'm trying to make. So let's get a background put in here. I'm just gonna drag my background image right on top, and it did make it on the background, but if it shows up like this, all you have to do is come over here, drag it beneath it, and then I'm gonna right click it. We're gonna come to layer, all the way down to scale layer. See how this is not big enough? We want 1280 by 720. So that's by 761, that's fine. We'll just move it around to make it more what we're looking for. Yeah, that'll work. And then I've got this image here. That is gonna have to get a lot smaller. Layer, scale layer. Let's just make it, I don't know, 500 wide. See what that looks like. And maybe a little smaller. Do layer, scale layer, 420. So maybe something like this, where it's in front of me. All right, so we're just gonna select our text tool up here. I've changed my font size to 108, and I've given it a font that I plan on using. So I'm just gonna say from, then I'm gonna move it around like this. I think I wanna put it there, probably there. Then we'll grab another piece of text, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna make this one red. Go back to our move tool, make sure it says move. Then I'm just gonna go ahead and do the exact same thing. Now, I just wanna take this thumbnail, and I wanna put it over my hand. So we're gonna hit File, Export As, and put it in here. Now it'll give us this window. I think I wanna keep everything the same. Then if we go in here, we have that thumbnail. And then we just want to right click it, go into layer, scale layer, make it, what was it, 420 on top, and then move it over my hand. Okay, I can never leave well enough alone. I did go back and repaste that one more time, change the scale down, and put that thumbnail in my hand. And I did realize that I wanted to do we'll do another one, days, and one more in red. Oh, what have I just done? The number 3. I wanted the number 3. Good lord. Okay. In 3. Is my days text? No, I think my days text left chat. There we go. All right, now I can. Oh my gosh. Maybe I make that 3 bigger. Okay, after accidentally grabbing myself and moving myself around several times, I'm pretty happy with this. I think it's grabbing. Maybe it isn't. We'll find out. Checking over everything, export went fine. You can see 1280 by 720 down here at the bottom. That's exactly what we need for a YouTube thumbnail. And I kind of like the idea of just seeing my thumbnail smaller and smaller every time. So I like it. If you don't, at least you maybe learned a few things. I know that wasn't a great tutorial, but guys, I stink at Gimp and it frustrates me. And I tried to make this tutorial for like an hour and a half, and this is the best I got. You're also going to need a channel banner. So let's get Gimp back open one more time. We'll do File, New. Image size is going to be 2650, 2650 by 1440, 1440, 2560 by 1440. From here, you'll press G or click up here to get your gradient tool out. It looks like a checkered flag. Under the colors, you'll select somewhere inside this box. Maybe I want to do like a purple. And then my other color, maybe I want to do something like that. A little less bright. Hit OK. So now we have those two, and we'll just draw from corner to corner. Over here, you can adjust what kind of gradient you want. That really doesn't look too bad to me. If you want to put your channel logo somewhere on there, that's an option for you. All you would do is go in here, it's for video. So here's my channel logo. I can drop that thing in there. Maybe right on the bottom like that. That's kind of all I want to do. Spruce it up if you want to. I'm choosing to leave it here. We're going to do File, Save As. I've already saved it once. Banner, and there it is, banner. So you would hit Save. Then you're going to do it again. File, Export As, and you would rename it Banner. Now, when I did .png, I'll show you what happened. I did have to rename mine to JPEG. So let's show you what that looked like. This is what it gave me as a PNG. And this is what it gave me as a JPEG. So just be careful and make sure you actually get the image that you were designing. At this point, all you have to do is upload your video. We're done. Just make a description, do whatever you have to do, throw some tags in there, and that's it. How does it feel? Are you proud of what you made? Did you learn anything from what you made? Did you have fun doing it? That's really the only thing that matters. You're not gonna start making money from this tomorrow, or next week, or next month, or probably even next year. You may never make money from this. So if you just slogged through this whole thing and you're like, oh, well, at least I'm gonna be a millionaire now. You're not going to be a millionaire now. I'm not gonna be a millionaire now. But people have seen my video, and I hope that people will watch this video, and that's cool to me. And that's all that really matters here. This is a form of creative expression. That's all it is. Don't come into this trying to be the next big thing or make a bunch of money. Just have fun. Enjoy yourself. And if you guys enjoyed, you can like this video and subscribe and stay tuned for my next one. I have no idea what my next video is going to be, but that's part of the fun, right? Bye, guys.